Hello, I'm sat in the car, partly because it's raining and partly because there's a sleeping baby back there. Hopefully he'll stay asleep, maybe he won't. So I wanted to take a minute and jump off the back of the last video where I was talking about growing in the weight and using this time to grow and change and develop into what we should be, which is not just for waiting. I think constantly we're on this like relentless drive to become better versions of ourselves, which is great. It's a great thing to do, but it's also a bit exhausting because just when you feel like you're nailing it in one area of your life, there's something else that's glaringly obvious that you need to work on. And I am a perfectionist, so I don't like it when areas are glaringly obviously needing to be worked on. So I sometimes bury my head and just say, well, that's the way it is and I'm not sure I can make it any better, because I know that there's so much to be worked on that I find it quite daunting. And I realised that in the back of my mind somewhere I've got this like one day girl who's the person I will be one day when I grow up, when I have more time, when I have more money. I don't know. But I've just got this version of myself that I would like to become. And so I decided in this waiting season, I'm just going to do what I can do to become that one day girl. So I thought I'd share a couple of the ways that I'm doing that. There's lots of ways, but I'm like 2 years into a kind of waiting season. So if any of these inspire you, I just encourage you pick one and do it really well. I've got a few, but they've kind of collected, because as you start to see fruit of improvement in one area of your life, I think it makes you more bold to pursue improvement and development in other areas of your life. But anyway, I thought I'd share a couple with you, a couple of mine with you that are making a difference to me. So the first one is I'm listening to a lot of podcasts. Not a lot, a couple. I'm listening to a couple of podcasts because in my season of life, I do a lot of housework. I do a lot of being in the same space as the kids and 100% not wanting to watch what they're watching. It's so weird. Not entertaining, but they like it. And just a lot of like school runs and time in the car and stuff like that. So I've been trying to use that time to grow my brain, to feed my soul, to do whatever I can to like fill the gaps with something fruitful. So I've been listening to some podcasts. I've been listening to the Bible Project podcast because I love study and I love like to know the details of the Bible. So that's a great one. I've been listening to Carey Nieuwhof podcast because I love strategy and I just like hearing what other churches and ministries and leaders are doing and what's working for them. I've been listening to, what else? Oh, I've been listening to a very cute podcast called Happy Mum, Happy Baby, which is basically just about parenting and makes you feel good because you're like, oh, I'm not the only one who's finding this insane at times. So yeah, just some really great podcasts. What else? Paul Scanlon, who I love his teaching style. Been listening to a little bit of him. Basically, nothing. I think like you move from season to season between different voices that build you. But those are just a couple in this season, or in the last 6 months or so, that I've just found a nice way to fill the space of doing the housework. Obviously, you can put on worship music, you can catch up on a message, you can enjoy the silence, which is sometimes a real blessing. But there are some times where you feel like, I want this time to be fruitful. So podcast is one of the things I've been doing. The second thing I've been doing is I've been trying to become more fit. Even saying it is gross to me. But I've been doing Couch to 5K and I'm like 5 weeks in. I'm waiting for that thing that people talk about where running makes you feel good. I haven't experienced that yet. Although today I made it from the beginning of the program to the end, and I could still breathe. So I don't know if that counts as runner's high, but I was definitely thankful to be alive. I still dread doing it though, so I'm probably not quite there yet. And when I say I made it to the end of the programme, what I mean is I ran for a total of 16 minutes, broken down into 4 parts. So I'm not marathon ready, but I'm doing better than I was. That's an area that I need to work on. I basically have had 4 kids and completely denied the need for fitness in the whole of those 8 years because I thought, I'm just going to get pregnant again, so I'm not going to do anything. And now, when I lightly jog down the street after my 3-year-old who's run away, my lungs scream out with fire and threats against my life. So I need to work on fitness, and I'm doing it. And I can't say I like it yet. Apparently I'll get there. I'll keep you updated. But I think generally I've just, this desire to look after myself better, and I'm aware that I need to look after myself better. And that goes from anything from physical fitness to, I think, looking after myself in terms of the way I dress, or that one day girl, she looks great and I don't always. So I've been challenging myself to take care of myself in that way and just like push myself a little bit with physical fitness and stuff. The next one's pretty obvious, but I've been really diligent in my discipline of reading my Bible. And I say it's obvious because it's an answer that everybody gives in every discussion I've ever been in with Christians, small group or conversation or academy or whatever. If you ask somebody how they want to improve, they usually will tell you, I think I need to read my Bible more. And yes, that's great. We do need to read our Bibles more. For me, it wasn't so much about reading my Bible more. It's just about being disciplined in the way that I do it. So I, this year, have been doing with Josh, I downloaded the Bible Project reading plan, which is awesome. And we're basically reading through the Bible. And they put videos in there that explain the books. And it's just a really great way of reading the Bible. I'm really enjoying it. There's no devotional. There's no additional thoughts. It's just broken down into a daily portion for you to read. And it's really great. So I recommend that if you're looking for a way to get committed in reading your Bible. You tick it off and that's satisfying. And then the last thing is that I've been way more intentional really about the way that I spend time with other people, which has looked like having coffee with loads of people and just asking them questions and learning things from them. Now it looks like particularly leaning into certain voices in my life and not just hanging out, but like going hungry and going with questions and going with like things that I want to grow in and things that I see in their life that I admire, that I want to, see in my own life. So leaning into the voice of others is something that I'm doing in this season to really grow into that one day girl that I think, if we're honest, we all have a one day girl or guy. Hello men, if you're watching this. But we put off becoming those people because we sometimes feel like we don't have the capacity to do it. Well, we actually do. And sometimes waiting is a great gift because it means you can go and do it. So I lean into the voice of others, and I've kind of been challenging myself to identify who are the voices that are really important in my life at this stage, and spending time with them. The last thing, I'll just say one more thing. The last thing I've been doing is I've been challenging myself to use my voice more. So obviously that means things like this, but also it means like being a voice of encouragement. I think that I often think encouraging thoughts, but I don't say encouraging words. So I've been challenging myself to, when I think of somebody and something that I admire about them or a reason why I'm grateful for them in my life, I am challenging myself to always message them. It's usually a voice message where I just record my thoughts, just let them know that I'm thinking of them or that I'm grateful for them, and not just sitting on my encouragement. So that's been great. We should all do that. And I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. But I'll finish up with the kind of thing about others, because next time on the next video I'm going to actually get some of those important others in a room and ask them these questions. You know, what has represented a waiting season for you, and how did you get through it? Because I'm surrounded by incredible voices, and they encourage me a lot, so hopefully they'll encourage you too. So next time we will be talking to some of the legends in my life. There are many, but I'm just going to ask a few those questions of, you know, where are you waiting and how do you do it? And hopefully that'll be encouragement to you. So we'll do that next time.